What's going on, guys? So we are back for part 2. So basically we're just going to be taking out the rest of Egypt and steadily kind of moving across the continent. I started focusing on commercial hubs because gold was starting to become a little bit scarce. I mean, 22 a turn isn't bad, but generally you want to try to get your gold up to 100 a turn at least. So starting to kind of lay down the groundwork for that. I remember this city was a little bit harder to take than usual because they had so many crossbows. It was insane, like 5. Which was, and I had to convert them, and I think I ended up actually making peace with them just so I could convert their city, and then I went back to war. Finally got that campus built. That took forever. Yeah, so yeah, they just made so many crossbows. It was insane. Which I guess, you know, makes sense. They'll typically spam the best unit they can when they're, you know, when you're taking all their cities, and in this case it was crossbowmen. Which I don't know what I'd prefer. I don't know if I'd rather have crossbows or catapults, because catapults are pretty tanky. Kind of annoying to deal with. Crossbows, you can kind of take them out relatively easily, as long as you can close the distance on them. But what made this city like quite a bit harder to capture is there's a freaking volcano right in front of it, so you have to go around. And I was kind of stressed out about like, oh, what if this volcano explodes when all my units are around it? That would be bad. Luckily that didn't happen. But we took Swinet. Pretty easily. I try to go for a entertainment complex here because I wanted to try to get Colosseum. So I went ahead and plopped that down. Yeah, and I ended up accepting the deal for peace, really for 2 reasons. The first reason is I would get a lot of extra gold, which I could use to upgrade my units. I especially wanted to get crossbows as soon as possible. I already had them unlocked, but I didn't have the gold to upgrade them. The second reason is because being at peace, I can just send in all my missionaries and convert them. Doing it while we're at war is a lot trickier, because they will kill your religious units and then make it a lot harder to take the city or convert the city. So I opted for peace just until I can upgrade my army. I think it was for about 5 turns or so.
fights with the heart.
Yeah, this is when I just started sending all my missionaries in to try to convert them. I think I opted for Terracotta Army, which is a pretty good idea. When you have a large army like this, you get a promotion on every unit. And then I also go for El Kawani Kilowasi, I think that's how you say it. That wonder is under the radar a lot because generally when you read the description, basically it says that you get extra yields based off of suzerainty, how many city-states you're suzerain of. It's actually one of the best in the game, one of the best wonders. It gives you so many extra science and culture and faith and gold. It's just really good. So you want to always try to snag that every game. That one wonder really helps kind of propel you past the AI. Which I'm still kind of lagging behind. I mean, Egypt, I've taken most of Egypt's cities and they still have quite a bit more science than me per turn, which is kind of ridiculous because I've taken like 4 cities from them, but it's all good. And here I'm just trying to convert them, and I just did right there. I think I made even more missionaries and sent them down because they have a missionary themselves, and I don't want to go to war again and then they just convert their city back immediately. I want to make sure it's firmly under my control, so I think I end up making like 2 more missionaries and sending them down there. It's funny too, because like I'm taking all her cities and she's like, oh, I respect you now. You know, because she didn't respect me before when I had nothing, and now that I've taken almost all her cities, she's like, wow, you're a lot stronger than I thought. It's kind of funny. That's her like agenda. She tries to ally with people that are civs that are basically stronger than her so that she can survive, because, you know, she's weak. I might do a Cleopatra playthrough in the future. She's actually really fun though. She gets a lot of extra gold. She can also do early war quite well. She's pretty fun. But I'd have to say my favorite is probably China. I mean, just you can get a lot of ancient and classical wonders with China. Because you can use builder charges to basically, I think it takes off 15% of the production for every time you do it. So you can get those wonders really quickly, and a lot of the best wonders in the game are from the ancient and classical era, so China's really good. China would also do really well with this strategy. Here I finally get my 4th belief, and all the good ones were taken. I kind of wish I got it sooner. I could have gotten some better ones, but I ended up taking the one where you get an extra charge on your religious units, so that's still a pretty good one. Wish I would have gotten that sooner though. I kind of forgot about it. So yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Ideally, as soon as you get the temple, you build your first apostle, get your next belief, save up, get the second apostle. I remember getting like kind of annoyed converting this thing because it was pretty annoying. They just kept spamming mercenaries. They kept spamming missionaries. It was just like, it was kind of annoying me, to be honest. Because they're not producing that much culture a turn, they're not producing that much faith a turn, I don't think. I'm trying to decide, like, if I should upgrade that battering ram to a siege tower. I do eventually do it, and I think here is when I start making terracotta army, because I realize, like, oh, that'd be a fantastic wonder, because I got a pretty large army, and they're already fairly, I mean, most of them have 2 promotions, so getting that 3rd one would be really, really good. Oh, yeah, she was being so annoying. I keep saying it, but man. The amount of times I had to, like, reconvert this one city was kind of annoying. It was pretty frustrating. She might have just had, like, all of her faith just kind of stockpiled and then just suddenly just started spending it all on missionaries because they just kept popping out. She's not making that much faith a turn, too. Like, I'm making, like, probably 3 times the amount of faith she is per turn, and it was just, ugh. It was really kind of bogging down. And then I decide here, like, to just accept the deal. Because we're allies. I mean, I keep saying allies. We're friends, so she can't attack me. So I see no harm in giving away some horses. And then I'm getting, I think it's military engineering, which allows you to see niter. You want to get that, honestly, like ASAP. Knowing where niter is very, very important because it's pretty rare. It's a pretty rare resource. It usually spawns in, like, desert more than anywhere. And then also, I think, like, sometimes in tundra. Not tundra, sorry. Well, yeah, sometimes tundra, but like plains. Usually it doesn't spawn in grassland, but sometimes it does, but it's pretty rare. Mostly it's like desert hills. And spoiler alert, the only niter that I could find was under Yerevan's control, which is the city-state to the left, which, you know, I had to attack them and take their city because that's the only source of niter that there was, and, you know, niter is pretty much a yeah, it's pretty much a requirement because later on I'm going to be making frigates. I need niter for that. I'm going to be making musketmen. I need niter for that, so Yeah, you absolutely need niters, so yeah, they had to die, unfortunately. Even though I was suzerainer then, which is kind of a shame, but, you know. Which, I don't know. Could I have put a builder over there and just got the niter? That, I don't know. I don't think so. I'd have to test that. I'm pretty sure you can't do that, though. I thought about just declaring war there. Probably should have. It generates less grievances, but I mean, we're Alexander. It's domination, and we don't care about grievances. We don't really care. I think I do it this turn, or maybe next turn is when I finally declare war on them again. Yep. Yeah, she's about to get the work. 622 grievances? Jesus. Oh, she hates me. Understandable. I mean, I've taken almost all of her cities, but it's kind of funny. So generally, I think I said earlier, you want to try to surround the cities. This one's going to be tougher because there's a volcano in the way, and there's also a mountain to the left, so I start to take these units and kind of move them around the back while I have the units up front, so I end up, in the end, surrounding it. This city is a little bit more difficult than the other ones, just because of the placement, but also because she has, like, she had like 4 crossbows. I don't know where the other 2 are. They're probably down in the city below, but it was becoming a little annoying dealing with those. Yeah, and then here I use all those extra builders, and I just start kind of strengthening my empire, just starting to work these tiles. You really want to upgrade those tiles. They really give you a massive boost to how much production and food you get kind of common sense, but you want to do it as soon as possible.
With the advance of
Especially because as you unlock more civics and techs, you'll also get like extra yields. So I think industrialization gives +1 to mines, or maybe it's +2, and then the technology that unlocks in the industrial zones also gives them a +1. So you want to make sure to get those, a lot of mines, and just upgrade your tiles overall. You can see like that the crossbow and the city both shot that Hypaspis and did like almost nothing to it because of all the extra combat strength. So the higher combat strength that you have, the more defense your units have from, you know, not only melee attacks but ranged attacks as well. And we have the city siege. At that point, it's pretty much GG at that point. Terracotta Army is almost finished at this point, and it's such a good wonder for this kind of game because it creates a lot of synergy. You take a city and you time it so that by the time you take the city you get Terracotta Army, and you can just heal all your units with their promotions and just keep going. You don't have to wait to heal them. It's just really, really good.
the more science into
There we go, we take their capital. So besides that one archer that we lost, we haven't lost anything else. And we haven't really come close to losing anything. So, pretty good. Pretty good. And that's when I realized, yeah, that's when I realized that city-state has Niter, and I'm like, oh crap, you know, I'm gonna have to take them out now. Little annoying. I check and see if there's any. Actually, Buenos Aires also had Niter. I didn't see that. Then the other piece of niter is like way up there. So yeah, kind of annoying. I could have taken out Buenos Aires, but I want to try to get suzerain of a few city-states so that when the Kilwani, I'll just say Kilwani, when that wonder is built, I'll get some nice yields from being suzerain. I don't want to just take over all the city-states. That's a pretty big mistake. It seems tempting, like, oh, I can just get another city, but you get some really nice bonuses from being suzerain of city-states, so you want to try to be suzerain of as many as you can. Yeah, and then I send that man-at-arms to cover that missionary so they can't kill it with one of their units.
Mathematics.
Here I'm just kind of like repositioning the units. I end up swinging those crossbows to the left so they can both attack the city. I'm just getting everything in position. This is their last city, so once I take it, they'll be out of the game. You can see like how much damage that did. I mean, that was just a regular crossbow, man. It did, I would say, a good 1/8 of the wall. Not bad, not bad.
Stendur fyrir þér. Aldrei var víkingur slík landsnið agar. Ertu hræddur?
There were 7
There we go.
wonders
There's
of the
Terracotta
world,
Army.
and the discovery
Excellent.
of the Terracotta Army, we may say, is the 8th miracle of the world.
And then we also get the general that forms a core unit, so that's fantastic. I was really happy to get that. Generally, I like to put that on the siege unit, make the siege unit a core unit. Just makes them really powerful, because, I mean, as far as melee strength, like, we're doing totally fine on that. At this point, we've pretty much caught up with the AI as far as, like, yield production. Like, we're way ahead in faith. Culture, we're pretty much there, and then science, we're pretty much there, so that's good. But as the game continues, we'll kind of launch and blast off past everybody and just have a massive advantage, because we'll have all these cities.
Being a mercenary, though,
50 combat strength, or bombard strength on a catapult. That's kind of nuts. Like, that's almost a bombard, essentially. The bombards are 55. Just kind of nuts. And that's it. We take the city. And then I just start sending pretty much everything up so we can conquer Yerevan, so we can get that niter. But thinking about it, I should have just attacked Buenos Aires, because I wasn't suzerain of that. And I was closer, I was right there, so... I kind of forgot they had niters, so... You know, in retrospect, I should have just attacked Buenos Aires, but oh well.
it is the mark of an educator. some terrible...
Our dedicated.
I finally get Pingala. Generally, on a normal playthrough, he's usually the first person I get, usually him or Magnus, but with Domination, I do like to get the Castilian guy, the buff guy with the mustache. He helps a lot with loyalty when you get his second promotion. It makes it a lot easier to keep cities. So that's usually why I get him. But yeah, Pingala is just a really good choice. We do finally get that. Nice. Okay, and then we use that to get Kilwani, the Kilwani Wonder built. That's right. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a really powerful play when you're generating a lot of faith, because they can't start getting points for that specific great person until they get industrial zones, which is, I mean, that's in the medieval era, so you have some time to kind of generate the faith to just buy it. So that worked out well. Getting Imhotep is really strong. Basically gives you 2 free wonders if they're in the ancient and classical era.
Inventions have been.
I think next turn I take the city-state.
Kilwa is one
There
of
we
the
go.
most beautifully built
Kilwa
cities.
Kistwani?
Houses there are
Kilwa
entirely
Kiswani?
made of wood. Their
I just say
rooftops are
Kilwani
grass,
because that's easier.
and it rains with great vigor.
One of the best wonders in the game, hands down. Every single game you should try to get it. It's really good. Boom, there we go. Got it. Pretty easy. Sometimes I forget, but I'm still in that golden age, so I could have just purchased a builder using faith. I have almost 1,000 faith. Sometimes I forget that. It's just like, ah. But I think I do purchase one after like 2 turns. I realize it. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, and then I just start sending everything to Rome. Yep.
It's all papers and forms. The entire.
Yeah, man, 122 faith a turn. That's really solid. That's really solid. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yields, I mean, yield-wise, I'm pretty much completely caught up. Yeah, this game's definitely going really well. I think I was indecisive on what to get. I think I ended up getting an armory. No, didn't decide yet. Yeah, this is when I realized, oh, I could just make builders. Kind of forgot about it. Another reason why religious games are so strong. You just, like, no problem. I could just get a builder in every city, pretty much. Just nasty.
Sjór þinn varnarlaus, vinnur minn. Árás væri auðveldaverk.
can't go around arresting.
Yeah, Norway always gets kind of pissed off at you if you don't have a navy. Don't worry, we'll have one. We'll have the strongest navy. Just not right now. So I think at this point, I'm just kind of wrapping things up. This is going to be the end of part 2. And yeah, I'll make part 3 pretty shortly. And I'll see you guys then.